Ahoy hoy, and welcome to Players in Book. Katie is sick today, so we are going to be running with 3, but I'm just going to go straight to, I want to say, Lauren for the next bits here.
Yeah, so I'm taking over, ironically enough, to talk about one of our sponsors, which is Idle Champions, The Forgotten Realms. I might know a little bit about this game. They are a D&D officially licensed game that you can get on pretty much any platform. You can find a whole bunch of characters from across the D&D universe and streams and beyond. And there's even a couple people on the stream right now who have characters in that game. If you are here from Idle Champions, hi! Been a while, eh? You can still put ! code into the chat and get yourself an Electrum chest. I believe the event is still going on, and if it is done, then it's done. And there will be another one coming shortly, so you should get that Electrum chest so that you can get some loot for all of your champions. You know who also likes loot? Me. So yes, hi.
No, I was just gonna say I would like to read the code out this week because it's a real good code. The code is ASM Gunk Yeah.
Asm Gunk Yeah.
Asm
Gunk
Yeah. I feel like I want to make some kind of fiendish character who that's their tagline. That's like Gunk Yeah.
My name's Asm Gunk Yeah.
Gunk Yeah. My name is actually Lauren Urban. I am a freelance TTRPG person and professional oboist in and around the Seattle area. I am also doing a stream that some of you might be interested in on Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific on the Dungeon Scrawlers channel. Orkira is going to play Baldur's Gate 3. That's right. My Dragonborn cleric, who absolutely has no problems dealing with mind flayers, is... I'm playing her through Baldur's Gate 3, so come on by. Spoilers will be allowed. Backseating will be allowed because, hey, I kind of know a lot about that game, but I reserve the right to not listen to your suggestions. So that's the deal. So come on by and try to help Orkira survive Baldur's Gate 3 because it's going to be fun. But tonight, I'm playing a different cleric. I'm playing Fairlos, who is a Tabaxi Tempest cleric who is not at all happy with these pranks.
Hello, I am Jen Kretschmer. You can find me on the interwebs as @Dreamwisp. Sometimes I stream on Twitch as Dreamwisp Jen. I am also on Tuesdays on That Bronze Girls channel playing in a fun Fablecraft game called In the Black. And then I'm here today. Who am I playing? I'm playing Revulet. Right, where are we? Good morning. Hello. Hi, I'm Jen. I'm playing Rivulet, who is your friendly neighborhood tsunami druid who also is not sure how she's feeling about these pranks, but also is having fun questioning the ethical implications of summoning demons.
And I'm Latia. That's it. No, I'm Latia Jakis. You all might know me as the community manager for D&D. I oversee all of you. Fear me. Mm-hmm. But that's not important today. What is important today is that I am playing Essequa, who is a dragonborn blade-singing wizard who has no idea that a prank war is happening? Or am I aware that a prank war is happening?
You'd know.
Okay, I am aware that a prank war is happening, but scribing spells is more important than pranks. For right now.
And I'm Jeremiah Sumerian. You might know me from the SCP Wiki or my YouTube channel where I talk about the SCP Wiki. I'm your DM. Let's go over credits for our maps and moderators and music and tokens. Cartography by Shay and Peku. Cartography by Shay and Peku Sci-Fi. Maps by Luke Stratton. Maps by Eightfold Paper. Music by Tabletop Audio. And character tokens by Greek46. Our moderators today are Billith and Strike Redkite. Thank you guys so much. And I think we can get into it.
I kind of want to call the tokens minis, just so it can be maps and music and moderators and minis. And it can be just alliteration joy.
Oh, yes, please.
It would make me so happy.
I know it's not technically correct, but, but fun.
Let's do the summary. This is the summary of last episode, episode 6, War Never Changes. If you find yourself in a fair fight, You didn't plan your mission properly. David Hackworth. The students awakened to their radio alarm, informing them that the conflict has been simmering between the Dwarven Megacorps and the Hivern Union has finally tipped over into open warfare after the Hivern Union took particular umbrage at having their dreams invaded. But that's a far-off problem that almost certainly won't concern them anytime soon, right? Anyway, the scholar decides to stay in for the morning, while the rest of the students go to breakfast. As there are no Dwarven students at the academy this year, there's little need to worry about potential conflicts from the new war, but it's certainly on people's minds. At breakfast, the trickster steals bacon off of Prince Hespera's plate, but learns quickly that she's been slightly poisoned. The headmaster, Thornbridge, then announces that the annual prank war has already begun and everyone begins plotting, except for Furlos.
Was too busy eating.
It's true. The reward is a statue that will remain in the possession of whoever has earned the most prank points by the end of the week. The item is a small statue of an imp with the words, "to the cleverest," on the bottom. The students also all know that the owner of it will have their mental stats improved in some way as long as it is on their person. The first class of the day is Extraplanar Summoning, where the headmaster attempts to teach the students just the very basics of summoning creatures from the Seven Hells. But as they are wont to do, the students delve into the philosophical underpinnings of the ethics of summoning creatures unwillingly. While they talk about that, the summon imp tries and fails to steal their souls. After that, the students go to combat class, and they are immediately told to fight each other by the teacher. The combat goes on for a bit, with Dominique and Snonky taking the brunt of the damage before the real teacher shows up and tells everyone to knock it off. Turns out Jules Verdon was tricking the class with disguised self, one of the other students. Jules racks up some points and is now the current holder of the prize statue. But the students are not happy with this, and the Acolyte, angry at having harmed Snonky for no good reason, beans Jules for most of their hit points. And the Trickster moves to prank Jules without realizing how close to death they already were. The Philosopher notices Jules' difficulty and gives them some new water to breathe in. The party then go to lunch. The Philosopher decides she is going to check on the Scholar before their next classes, and the rest of the students begin planning the rest of their day. It is 12:30 p.m. on Hunter's Day, the 11th of Dreams. The sun has barely moved in the sky over the last few days. Also, someone just tried to assassinate the Queen of Khura'in, which is a big deal, but more so because she is also currently the High Queen of the Kingdom of Kalich. But that's less important for you guys right now.
I had a question. Is this a new day?
It is not a new day from last game, but last game was a new day, yeah.
Okay, so it's a new day for me personally.
Yeah, you woke up, with them in the last game, and then you just decided to stay in your room.
Cool.
You do hear a knock.
Feeling good.
Yeah.
You hear a knock on your door.
Yes.
It creaks open slightly.
Don't know what that voice was.
I peek my head in.
Oh, hey.
Oh, no,
Hi.
this is Charles.
Oh,
This
it's
is
not
before
me.
you, Rivulet.
I peek my head back out.
This is before you get there. This is actually going to be during your combat class.
Oh, we have moved back in time.
Slightly back in
technically.
time, yep.
Got it. Okay. Hey.
Hey!
Yes?
Are you all right? They said you were sick or something.
No, I'm not sick. I'm scribing.
Oh, yeah, I get that. Could you help me with something? I want to play a prank on everybody for lunch.
Depends on the complexity of the prank.
Okay. I have a potion I picked up. I can put it into the food. No one will notice. And for 2 hours, whenever they write something down, they can only write compliments about themselves. Like self-affirming.
That's so wholesome. Okay.
Okay. Oh, you want to help?
Yeah. I mean, it's like, but it's a good thing. Let's do this.
Yeah, let's get some prank points. We'll share the prank points.
Okay, we'll share the prank points.
Okay.
How are we gonna do this?
Everybody just check the chat real quick for something, but
Ooh.
And a
Cool
moment
beans.
pause. There we go.
Right. So there, you guys are gonna sneak into the kitchen, and let's go ahead and move you guys over to that map real quick. But roll me a stealth check.
Ooh, one of those things. Okay. Oh, that's a 21.
That's a really good stealth check. Let me see how he does. I got to get his character sheet open too. Give me one moment.
Come on, Charles. Come on, Charles. You can do this.
I believe in you, Charles.
I opened up the. Gosh darn it! Where's? There they are. Got a little thrown earlier, but I'll get there. Let's see, it's Charles. Where you at? There you are.
Go, Charles.
And
Go.
not bad for
Hey!
only having a +2. You guys are gonna basically there is there's a Loxodon chef who
Mhm.
basically runs the kitchen on his own. He has some unseen servant helpers who help him.
Mhm.
They are kind of hang out and they do some various stuff when he goes in and out with the food.
Mhm.
He is currently on his way out the door as you guys are approaching, so he
Mhm.
doesn't notice you guys coming in. So let's move you to that map.
Map. Yay.
This is a very pretty kitchen.
It is. Let me apply myself. There I am. Yay.
Gotcha.
As Essequois want to do.
Very good at
Apply
applying
myself to the map and also to my studies.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are going. You have a very limited period of time to get this to work. Charles pulls out a scroll and hands it to you, and
Okay.
he takes the potion that he has. And he says, "I need you to read the incantation while I'm mixing this in."
Okay. I just thought this was going to be like a drop and run, but okay.
If it was, I would be able to do it myself, but I get you.
That's fair. All right.
So, all right, just read out, and I need you to make an Arcana check.
Yes. Alrighty.
Charles picked the right person.
I don't know. That's an 11.
You are having difficulty with it. Not serious difficulty with it. The DC is missed, but only by a very small amount. Not enough that you failed, let's put it that way.
Mhm.
Enough that you can continue trying, but it's going to take a little bit of time.
Of course. Charles, did you use the right ink for this? Because it's a little difficult to read.
Oh, and he kind of looks over, and he realizes that in a couple of places he actually wrote compliments about himself because he was under the effect of what he was actually testing this. So he scribbles them out and changes them. I'm sorry, this is a custom spell I came up with. I was testing it, and I guess I didn't pay attention to what I was doing.
I mean, I'm really grateful. It's great that you think that you have really great hair. Truly.
I do.
You do have really great hair, but that doesn't help with the spell. But that's okay.
That's a good point.
We can work with this.
Yeah. That should be right now, I think. And he looks to make sure that he hasn't screwed it up. Okay. All right. And yes, Furlos, the name of the spell is Create Self-Esteem.
I love it.
All right, and he's going.
I was also going to go with Summon Positivity, but I'm glad we went with the first one.
Charles Moriarty's Create Self-Esteem, and he's going to go ahead.
Enhance self-esteem.
Enhance
better.
self-esteem.
I like that better. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some of us need Create Self-Esteem, but I think yours is probably
there's got to be
more
a little bit in everybody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or some not summon self-esteem.
No. I think everybody has something that they like about themselves, even if they won't admit it. So enhancing the self-esteem is definitely the way to go there.
He's going to start stirring it in, and you're going to get another shot. Your DC is lower this time. It's only an 8.
Oh, fantastic. That's much better. That's a 22.
That is much better.
Good job,
you-
Charles.
You guys all successfully make this happen. Now, the extra time you took, you hear coming down the hall, and he's a big guy. The Loxodon chef is coming back.
Let's see.
Charles is like, oh, crap, and he puts the flask away. Put the scroll away. Put the scroll away.
Yeah. Okay. Do you trust me?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. I'm going to point at him, and I'm going to cast Vortex Warp. So, so if he trusts me, then I'm going to assume that he's going to fail the Constitution saving throw that he needs to make.
Understandable. Yes, he will definitely do that.
And just as the Loxodon chef is coming back inside, Charles is going to vanish outside.
Okay.
He's
so
going to be
it's just you?
teleported. It's just me, but as soon as Charles is out, I'm going to Misty Step.
Gotcha. Okay.
Ah.
As the door is opened?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can only Misty Step to somewhere you can see. I get you.
So literally, as soon as I can see the other side of the doors, Charles is out and I'm out.
You know what? I like that. I like that. With advantage and a DC 10, make an Arcana check to see if you can do both of those things quickly enough.
That is a natural 20.
You do it flawlessly. No one will ever know you were here. And then you can go back to your room or head on down to lunch, which is about to be served.
Yeah, and I'll go to lunch because of course I want to see this happen.
So Rivulet, you were going to go see Essequa. You can catch her in the hallway heading your direction. Let's move you.
Oh, hello. Hi. You must be feeling better. Or better, wink, because I had sort of told everyone that you were sick, and like we saw you with your dancing lights under the covers with your books kind of thing. So
yeah, I'm feeling much better, wink. Thank you so much for letting me stay in, wink.
I'm so glad. Are you planning on coming to afternoon classes today, or are you?
No, I was gonna I'm gonna head to lunch. We can go to lunch together.
Fantastic.
And yeah, I was gonna join everybody for classes later.
Excellent.
I gotta get back to lunch. I have somebody pretending that they're me over there.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming to check on me, wink.
And he as he's walking off, he just points and smiles. Good prank, and then moonwalks around the corner.
Hilarious. I love him.
Amazing.
Yay.
So,
You guys,
yeah.
What were you? Where were you going?
Oh,
Just to lunch? I'm gonna just quickly do a. Does that seem accurate to me?
would you like to roll an insight check?
Latia, are you okay with me doing an insight on you? Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Happens. Oh, I know exactly what you were up to.
You sure
Natural
do.
20.
Yeah, she's coming
25
from.
with a natural 20.
She's coming from the kitchen.
Yeah, the kitchen is nowhere near our room.
So I shouldn't eat lunch today is what you're saying.
No, you can eat lunch. I mean, nothing bad will happen to you if you eat lunch. I swear.
Mm-hmm.
I swear,
Mhm.
nothing bad will happen to you if you eat lunch.
And you were just casually in the kitchen for snacks?
Totally for snacks.
Totally for snacks.
Now, you absolutely know that I'm not telling the truth.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know that nothing bad will happen. You
Right.
with that natural 20, you know nothing bad will happen to you if you eat the lunch too.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Right.
I swear that nothing bad will happen to you if you eat lunch. but I was totally just in there for snacks.
Understood.
Actually, I mean, if you ask anybody in the kitchen, I was never there.
No, of course not. I saw nothing. I saw nothing. I heard nothing. It's lunch is going to be fun today, isn't it?
The lunch is going to be really fun. It's,
Okay,
I mean,
good.
you're going to I think actually that you're going to really enjoy this. If
Okay.
you maybe want to wait to have lunch before you see other people, until you see other people have
Oh,
lunch.
I'm
and
solid,
decide-
and I pull out a good berry and I just pop it. I'll be fine.
Okay.
And I gave you one, by the way,
Yeah.
this morning.
Yeah.
So or I'm sorry, I gave you 2 this morning, so you should
Oh,
have
awesome.
2 in your inventory.
I will probably not take one just because I know, since I kind of know what's being served for lunch and I like it, some sort of soup or some sort of, fun, delicious
It's
thing.
I've actually got the list here. It's grilled steak sandwiches, and the grilled steak sandwiches on a toasted ciabatta bun with caramelized onions, arugula, smear of aioli, and cheese melted. He was mixing the potion in with the truffle parmesan fries, that are sprinkled with parsley and a side of aioli and a potion that makes you feel better about yourself. And
Nice.
a side salad for anybody who doesn't want to eat meats, greens, beets, walnuts, and for dessert, a chocolate mousse topped with a dollop of whipped cream and fresh
Wow.
berries.
Holy cow. Now I'm hungry.
Whoever said D&D isn't wish fulfillment has never played in a game where
Man.
we all think about food.
But no, I'm actually fond of the steak sandwich that we're having for lunch, so I will be having lunch. But yeah, it's gonna be a good time. A very happy time.
Well, would you like to go down to lunch then?
Yes. But also, was there something that you wanted? Because I mean, I feel like,
Oh, I was just coming up to check on.
okay. I mean, that's totally a valid and singular reason for coming to check on me. Let's just go to lunch. She's starting to feel like flustered.
So I'm realizing through this conversation that Essequa is all in on the prank war, that Essequa is not sitting this out. And I'm just sort of noting that and recognizing that. Did we figure out if teaming up is part of
It is allowed. Yeah.
Okay.
You share the points, and yeah, you share the points. That's how it works. Only we talked about this before. You can't team up to win. Only one person can win. But you can team up for pranks to, earn points together at some point.
Okay.
Someone's going to have to prank somebody else in order to get the win, though.
Got it. At some point, I feel like we should sit down and possibly brainstorm a bit.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
Let's move you guys to the
like
lobby, but you guys can get there as soon as you'd like.
Yeah.
You guys can keep talking on the way.
Totally.
Also, you missed a really amazing summoning class and a very strange combat class.
Yeah. Do you want to fill me in as you just kind of walk to
As we walk, I explain what we learned about in both of those classes, and let's see what else did.
I think while that's happening, as you come on walking in, you
also,
find.
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say you find Fairlos in the corner, having finished being consoled by Snonky and already halfway through lunch, finally looking like she's not about to kill somebody, and maybe looking a little bit more calm. But
if you finish your lunch, Farlos, go ahead and make a DC 18 Wisdom saving throw.
while that's happening, I also am filling you in that Marlowe talked to us about the war that's happened, not the prank war, but the war that started.
Mhm.
And mentioned that there are dwarves on Avalon, and if we get in a fight, we need to finish it.
Oh, okay.
So that's something that we have to be aware of, just to keep in mind. And the by the way, the imp we met was Steve, and Steve had a mug that said #1 demon. And he told us there's a guy on the beach that we should talk to who will give us something for our souls.
Okay. Got it.
Carlos, you feel a something try to take a hold of your mind just briefly, and then kind of dissipate.
Lauren has never been so upset to have succeeded on a roll before. But I think
I mean, if you want
Does
as a player, no, hold on. As a player, you can choose to not succeed on that.
well, let me ask. Does Fairlos realize that it's the fries, or is it just kind of a general sense
Just
that
a
she
general.
had to
It's probably just a general sense.
she's having like probably a second serving of rage fries.
Oh, okay, cool, yeah.
So
Yeah. If you want to fail, you can fail.
but Lauren really wants her to fail.
And then the second time around, you do not succeed, and you start to realize that you know what, you're pretty awesome.
I mean, I always knew that.
Yeah, you're pretty great. Just the vaguest sense in the back of your mind right now. That's all it is.
I mean, I am pretty awesome. I don't know why I'm thinking about it right now. I look over to where Snonky was consoling me because I know that they're gone at this point. I'm just like, no, it couldn't have been Snonky. These fries are excellent, though. Oh.
I'm assuming Essequa and Rivulet are not planning on eating the fries or any. I know Rivulet, you said you ate your good.
I want to see what happens first. So I
Okay.
don't. Yeah, I had my good berries, so I'm fine, but I can eat if I want to.
I'm gonna carry. Okay, yeah, Essequa, what you about to say?
No, I'm definitely gonna eat my steak sandwich, but
Gotcha.
I'm gonna pass on the fries until I see other people start to have the effects of our prank.
So here's what you guys notice about this. And Rivulet, I'm going to carry over your 20 natural 20 just because natural 20s are great and you should keep some benefits from that. We're going to carry over your insight of natural 20, but if Esqua, you know what's going on here and you'd like to make a insight as well, go ahead.
I would. Insight. It's just a 9.
Well, you have a advantage because you straight
Okay.
up know exactly what the effect's going to be.
Bam, advantage. That's better.
Oh,
That's an
nice.
18.
All right. So both of you, and especially you, Rivulet, notice as people finish their foods, there was a very strong sense of anxiety in the room. There's a war that's just been declared. Pirates just came in yesterday and threatened everybody. There was a lot of anxiety in this room. And that level of anxiety was, say, maybe at a 7 out of 10. And for whatever reason, as everyone finishes their food, it drops down to like a 3. And you just see Charles look over at you and go,
Oh, Essequa, are you feeling better?
Yes, thank you. I'm feeling much better.
Good, good. I think that Dominique was actually now feeling a little bit worse for wear, so it looks like the two of you are trading off at back in the room.
It must be. Maybe there's something going around.
I hope not. There's already enough stuff going around. I assume Rivulet probably caught you up on the morning's events.
Yes.
Yeah, you didn't miss much, obviously, but it'll be good to have you for the afternoon.
Yeah. I'm excited for classes.
Question: is Charles in the same class blocks as we are?
he is a year behind you, but your years don't, your school like classes don't necessarily, like a person who's a year behind you could be in the same classes as you.
Mhm.
Like the way it's set up, like there are some classes that he wouldn't be in yet until he gets his next year going. But some of the most of your classes are electives, for lack of a better way to put it, which means anyone from any grade could be in those classes.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out why he would pull this specific. Why would he want people relaxed and off their guard? And also, how can we use it?
It's a excellent question. That is, I mean, if you want to try and
yeah, can I give that a shot? Can I sort of
I think you'd want to talk to him first if you're going to insight him.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head over to Charles and sit down. And who's he sitting with?
He's sitting with his friends, Elizabeth, the satyr, Thalric, the raccoon folk, and Wilhelm, his best friend, who is a goblin.
Okay. I'm gonna sit close enough to overhear what they're talking about first, and then I'll sort of slide in to join the conversation.
Charles and Charles is thanking Wilhelm for using an illusion spell to make it look like that he was still in the dining room while he was away doing his prank. Currently, that is what you walk up on as a conversation.
Okay.
topic.
While Rivulet's over there, I'm just gonna come sit next to Furlos.
Hi, Rivulet. What's up?
Hi. How's it going?
It's going great.
I'm
Did
so
you have
glad.
the prize?
Everything's great.
Yeah.
Everything's really good. Things are really looking up, aren't they?
I think so. I was a little bit worried about everybody for a little while, but I think they're feeling a little bit better. Well, everybody's scared. And I don't like that. I don't think everyone needs to be scared.
Yeah. But you don't find that like the adrenaline helps sometimes with doing things? Like you can use your fear?
But not while we're in class.
Huh. What class scares you?
None of them.
Me neither. I feel really good about all my classes.
Yep.
What classes do you have later today?
I got speechcraft and philosophy.
Oh, okay, so we have speechcraft together?
Yeah.
Fun.
I thought so.
So you have to give a speech?
I don't think our first day they might. I don't know. Maybe they will.
Okay. I think we're all going to do great.
I think we're going to do great.
I know
too.
I am.
I think you are too.
Thanks. I know you're going to do great too.
Would you like to roll an insight check
Yes,
just to get a sense of him?
Yeah.
Little did we know that Rivulet had an innate ability, which is that she just creates self-esteem wherever she goes.
Oh, that's another natural 20.
That's 3 in a row. Oh my god.
Okay, so Charles genuinely is worried about his fellow students and decided to take an opportunity to what he at least thinks is a harmless prank to make everybody feel a little bit better. He has no additional ulterior motives. There might be some evil under his surface, but he is not showing any right now, that's for sure.
Yay.
Okay. How about his friends?
Well, you know what? If it wasn't a natural 20, I would probably say that you'd have to talk to them too. But just listening to him talk to you, Elizabeth is jealous slightly that you're talking to him. Thalric and Wilhelm look. This is just like I'm giving you because you didn't talk to him. I'm just giving you like a base sort of reaction off of him. Thalric and Wilhelm both seem like they are just kind of happy to see him talking to somebody. Actually.
Okay. Huh. Okay. Do any of them seem nervous or more relaxed than usual?
Your natural 20 gives me a lot of leeway here for what I can tell you about. None of them have fries on their plate.
Okay.
And it doesn't look like, when I say that, I mean, it doesn't look like there was a space for them, then they've eaten them. It looks like they didn't get fries.
Yeah, they didn't take fries. Okay. Got it.
Meanwhile,
Good to know.
Esaqua, if you've come over with your tray, even if you've got fries on your plate that you're avoiding for reasons I don't understand, definitely after we talk for a little bit, Fearless is going to be, should really try the fries. They're very good.
Oh, I've had a couple.
Okay, well, I'm still a little hangry, so if you decide that you don't want them, I'm more than happy to finish them off.
I mean, regardless of whether I will finish them or not, you are welcome to my French fries.
That's very kind of you, but I'll at the very least wait to see if you want to have some before I dig on you. And I don't know how much leftovers we're allowed to take, and I've already had let's say several servings. I was very angry, and I needed several servings to get over being angry, because the last thing I need to do is go into speechcraft being angry, or else I was going to give a very fiery speech, if we're speaking.
Indeed.
Are we speaking today?
I do not know. Give just a second. The sun is at a really bad spot coming through the windows for me, and
it's consuming you.
Yeah, let's.
Oh no,
let's
that
swap.
was
Oh,
let's swap. I'll sit in the seat. I could use a little bit of warmth as well.
I'm guessing she's
actually closing the
yeah, same closing my actual windows.
Yeah,
it's
and
slightly better.
Yeah. Fearless will not take any fries until she is like 100% certain that you are done eating. She's not that kind of friend. You'll go away and come back and there's no fries. But yeah, she will clear your plate. She is a bottomless well of the ability to eat food.
I will be clear. I want to be clear here about the effects of this. It is not affecting your mood necessarily. It lodged a thought in the back of your head. And that's that, you're good.
Oh yeah, no, this is 100% Fairlos needed
Gotcha.
time and food to feel better, and even if there hadn't been something in the fries, just eating would have made her feel better. So this the potion or no, food always helps.
Yay. I will eat some of my French fries.
Fair enough.
And then eventually, like it's gotten to the point I've waited too long. They're starting to get cold, so I'm gonna hand them off.
Yeah, and they're also kind of stuck together because they're covered in cheese, like a little bit of melted Parmesan. If you've let them get cold, they've stuck together a little bit. But you can either roll a wisdom save of a DC 18, or if you choose to, automatically fail.
I will roll the wisdom save just because I think it's more fun, especially because I know what's coming, and I was like, maybe I can resist this.
Fair enough.
I cannot, just by one.
Oh, you came close.
Again, a thought lodges in the back of your mind. I'm a good wizard.
I am a good wizard. I'm a pretty dang good wizard.
So what did you get out of that book that you were given, the spells?
Oh, yeah. So obviously I got Featherfall, but I mean, since the professor gave me the book, I figured he wouldn't mind if I copied some more spells. So I got 3 more.
Nice. I figure if he gave you the book to just take, then he probably expects you to just get them all, right?
Probably.
Wouldn't it be weird
if you back when you were done with it?
Well, yeah, he did. Like, I have it with me, like having scribed everything. Like, I have it with me, but yeah, with I mean, it was all like first level stuff, so just stuff that I didn't think to take on my own that is probably still going to be useful.
Oh, all knowledge is useful at some point.
So like next time we go out to sea, I can set an alarm on the ship. If anybody who we don't want on the ship should come on the ship, now I'll know very loudly in my ears.
That is incredibly useful. Can you set that so that anybody else can hear that alarm, or just you?
Might be just me, but I can double check.
Okay.
I feel like
it'd just be good to know.
It's more than just you. Let me see. The internet will tell us.
Yeah, the internet will tell me.
Help
us. I can choose whether the alarm is mental or audible, so I can let everybody know.
That's good. I would prefer to be alerted as quickly as possible if we did have intruders.
Absolutely.
Also might be really useful during prank week.
For sure.
That is also
For-
true.
Yeah.
Essequa, do you think you could cast that tonight before we go to sleep, just to make sure nobody decides that they want to come creeping on in and do something? I think those are the only pranks I'm going to be participating in, is stopping others from doing pranks on us.
Got it.
An alarm is a ritual spell, so you have no
No spell
problems.
slots.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it sounds like lunch is winding down, and it's time for you guys to get to your speechcraft class.
Yay.
You guys want to do anything else before you head over?
That
get it.
last bit of cold, gooey, congealed cheese fries. Essequa now has a cleared plate.
Yay.
Things. And I'm not going to always move like other students in unless you guys are interacting with them, but there are other students at these classes with you. Well, at this
Cool.
class with you specifically. There are no chairs in the liberal arts classes. You just have to stand or work off of the floor when there's work to be done.
That feels odd, but okay.
If you think you've ever asked why that's the case?
Oh,
Probably.
yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the first time we had work to do and I needed a place to like write something down.
You were told, and Amelia Rosenthal is your speech professor. You've had her before for other classes as well. She told you that it's that way because it's always been done that way, which is not a very useful piece of information. But yeah, it's just always been done that way.
I know we don't have philosophy until the next class, but I feel like tradition is just an excuse for those who don't want to think of a better way.
Well, interestingly, philosophy is also held in this classroom. So
Their accessibility department might have some things to say about that.
Mhm.
Anyway, Essequa sits on the floor.
yes, most of the students are going to sit on the floor. That's the intentions for this. They're the expectations here. Now we don't have
I take one of the stones on the ground and I cast mold earth and I make a chair for myself.
Nice.
I will sit on the floor, but I'll put my hammer in front of me in a way so that I could use it as a writing desk.
I'm trying to remember, mold
Nice.
earth doesn't need loose earth, does it?
You choose a portion of dirt or stone that you can see within range and fits within a 5-foot cube.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sort of messing with it a little bit about how
A
it
little bit, but yeah.
shapes, but I'm gonna make the case that this is
You make a temporary
valid-
chair for yourself. Yes.
doesn't need to last beyond class.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I'll do it for anyone else who wants one because I think that is a ridiculous reason to do anything.
That's fair. Unless I would imagine, then you probably do this on a pretty regular basis. So, if you started doing that at some point in the past, so did other students.
Yeah, and I think I can't imagine that I would be the first to ever do that at a school like this. Like,
probably
it just
not, but-
feels so. But good to know that that's the attitude of the school about things.
Tradition.
I will say something that you will have picked up. So, Furlos, when you asked, they definitely told you it was a tradition thing.
Mm.
Rivulet, probably your first year here, when you were stuck in one of the liberal arts classes and you had to stand up and you created a chair, you got extra credit every day you did it.
Oh.
And no one will explain to you why.
But that cause and effect seems pretty direct. I love the idea, though, that if Riv didn't tell anybody about the extra credit, nobody else would have figured it out either.
All right. So we don't have to go all the way through a class
No.
here. That would be silly. I will say sort of Dominique's not here. Dominique would be the Amelia is Dominique's mentor actually. So if you guys have anything you want to do in this class, I will note that you are asked to start taking some notes, all of you. And anyone who has failed their wisdom saving throw can only write things that are good about themselves.
Oh, it's an only. Interesting. Okay.
Mhm.
Just sort of like self-affirming things.
I think Fairlos gets like 3 lines in and clues into something. And then, but it seems fairly harmless. And so she's just going to spend the rest of the class figuring out how to write notes in a way that are also affirmations for herself. So if it's like, you know, make sure that when you are addressing the class, when you are addressing an audience, you always speak clearly. Fairlos will write down, you know, I'm always very good about addressing everybody clearly and loudly.
And your teacher actually is going to, well, this is most unusual. Why can't I write anything else than, well, I don't.
It's because you've come up with new and creative ways of taking notes and about yourself, and because you're just so awesome. That's why.
Yes, or perhaps I've been the. Perhaps I've been the. Dang it. I think I might have been pranked. Is anyone else having trouble writing things?
Essica is just writing her affirmations and like giggling very quietly under her breath.
And Rivulet is also writing affirmations because she doesn't want to get caught and have people think that she was the one who did it. But also, if you were to flip through Rivulet's notebook,
It's full of affirmations anyway.
it's full of affirmations. Riv has a little bit of an ego streak.
I think you got to be able to argue some philosophy, right? Like
I think so.
You have to be able to come to some fairly hardy decisions about things, and you can't really do that without having at least a healthy ego. I think Fairlos, most of her notebook looks very much bullet points and very clean. And so this is the first time that you see things in like complete sentences instead of just very business-like. But she has managed to write all of the notes as affirmations in her book. And so she'll say, well, I really haven't had any trouble, but I'm very good at adapting to things, unlike some of the traditions that are kept here.
I was about to say, just because this will help us inform each other and ourselves as to who your characters are. What 3 affirmations have Furlos? What's the first 3 affirmations Furlos wrote down?
I'm very caring for my friends. I'm very quick to judge. She thinks that's an affirmation. Actually, she'd probably say, I'm very quick and correct in my judgments. The third one, I love my family very much.
That's fair. Essica, same question.
I think hers are she pays very close attention to detail, which she thinks is a very necessary requirement for a wizard. She's got really excellent horns. And she's always ready to help a friend.
I like it. Now, Rivulet, you're writing these down because you're not actually under the influence of the spell, but what are your 3 affirmations since you're trying to fake it?
I find creative and innovative solutions to problems. I listen to all sides of an argument before forming my own opinion. I practice discipline while seeking the secrets of the universe.
Ooh.
Nice. Fair enough. After this, by the end of this class, the spell effect has faded.
I think just for the consistency in her notes, if there's still like a few minutes left that she's taking notes, Fairless will continue to write her notes for this day as affirmations, just so that there is a consistency in that page.
And at the end of class, you guys hear a pop, and the hold on, let me look at everybody's passive perceptions. I'm sorry, not everybody. Furlos, you hear a pop behind you, coming from Charles's direction.
And I look over at Charles.
He reaches into his pocket, pulls out a small imp statue, and then puts it back inside.
Fearless just kind of nods to herself and leaves it alone.
All right, let us go to philosophy class, which is literally not needing to move maps at all. So let me just.
Does Rivulet
Teacher
put her
swap
chair back into the floor and then like move to a different part of the room and then make a new chair?
We had a different assignment of like different seating arrangements in this class.
Yeah.
So this class is supposed to be 5 people. It's supposed to be Dominique, Essequa, Furlos, Rivulet, and Charles. But Charles leaves at the end of Speechcraft and doesn't come back. And of course, Dominique was never here in the first place.
Was she ever really here? Of course she was.
Yeah. So you guys are here with Dr. Benjamin Whitaker. I know for a fact, Rivulet, you wanted to have a discussion with him. This is the end of school, the end of the school day, and since it's just the 3 of you here, he's going to wait about. He's going to basically wait about 15 minutes to see if anybody else shows up, and then
we watched Charles leave.
Yep, at the end of Speechcraft.
Okay. Because I would want to do a full, thorough sweep of this room to make sure Charles, knowing that Charles had been using a duplicate of himself.
Sure.
And impersonating people, and we had someone impersonating a teacher that morning. I'm not going to have the discussion we are supposed to have with Dr.
That's
Whitaker.
Perfectly fair.
Without a serious sweep.
Make an investigation check.
Suck. 15.
Fair enough.
Riv, is this obvious that this is more about the discussion you want to have and less about being worried about pranks?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a security issue situation.
If it's clear to me that that's what this is for, because I think at first, if you'd start to look around, I'm thinking, oh, you're worried about more pranks, which Fairless is very much like, don't hurt me and I won't hurt you, and we just call it fine. But if I get the sense and know that this is a serious thing, can I help with that?
Yeah.
I will, as you start to look for stuff, I'll come on over and say, I don't know exactly what you're looking for, but do you need any help with that?
Please.
Yeah, sure. I'll come up behind you and like see if I catch anything that you.
So Furlos, roll a perception check.
Okay. Persuasion, perception. There it is. I
believe it's
14.
Also, yeah, I was gonna say it's the same bonus, so I was all right. I mean, you guys.
Can I burn my inspiration just to see if I can do better?
I'm gonna say you shouldn't. You don't need to.
Okay.
Because Benjamin is actually going to come up to all 3 of you guys at this point and say, "Come with me."
Okay.
Oh.
He actually, and he always. Obviously, you're doing the right thing and checking the room, but he always planned on taking you elsewhere for this particular conversation.
Oh, okay.
For the same reasons you're worried about, actually.
That's a good thing to check the room in case, like, invisible person then can't be following us. So, still worth checking. Oh.
Whoa.
Okay.
Oh, we ain't just going to his office. Okay.
No. No, that would be an unacceptable breach of protocol. Benjamin Whitaker is taking you guys out to the floating controls for the entire school.
Whoa.
As you
Wow.
guys come out
Very
here
cool.
and exit out that door, you feel the crackle of the energy field coming off of this. And more importantly, for those, all of you actually can cast magic, you feel your connection to magic die.
Ugh.
Spells can't be cast here. Magic does not work here. Your magical
Interesting.
items are deactivated currently.
The crackling in the air.
Mhm.
Did you use crackle as, is it like electric? Is it like
is.
static? Okay. Then I think Fearless is much more intrigued by that than worried about not being able to cast magic. And as the hair all stands up on her entire
That's fair.
body, she's just
Right.
kind of got this absent-minded grin and is looking around.
You guys have never been allowed out here before. This place is super off limits to students.
Can I ask a question too about the having magic cut off?
Yes.
Does that also affect the magic of our items that was a kind of magic we had never experienced?
I hadn't considered your question until you asked it.
That's why I'm the philosopher, baby.
Yeah.
It can float.
No.
For...
It doesn't affect the magic that you from your items that didn't match any school of magic.
Interesting.
Okay.
But the headmaster is also out here. Hold on. Make sure I get right. Him. Oh God, that's hilarious. I'll tell you guys after the game what's funny about this. Marlo kind of like puffs up a little bit and comes over to you guys and says, "So I don't know if you know this. It's not something that we advertise very much, but because this is a school and we like to make sure that everything is, everyone is being treated right. Nobody gets bullied. We don't have access to it under normal circumstances. The school itself is alive. And the walls can hear you speak. So I got a message relayed to me by the school recently about," and he points at you, Rivulet, "your thing."
Oh.
And so I thought it would be a good idea. I told Mr. Whitaker, Dr. Whitaker about it. I thought it would be a very good idea to bring you all out here where nothing can hear us.
Including the building?
The building cannot hear you out here, no. That, and he points over at the giant swirling ball of magic and says, "That is too loud for everything." And I'm sorry to, have in effect eavesdropped on your conversation, but I don't want to know anymore, so I'm gonna go.
So
you guys
wait,
have
before you go, who else has access to hearing the school?
just
To knowing
the
what the school
headmaster.
knows? And you're sure of that? That can't be tapped into. That can't be. Now that people are breaking into our dreams?
As sure as I can be.
Okay.
That's as best I can give you. I apologize.
Understood.
But when you're talking about, and he looks at you, Rivulet, I don't want to know anymore. But I'm telling you, what you talked about with with Dr. Whitaker is extremely dangerous for other people to know. Keep it to yourself. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. All right. And if you need my help, I'm willing to give it. But for now, hands off. Have a fun adventure. And he leaves. Like poof. No, he doesn't poof. He can't teleport.
No, he can't.
He tries. He tries, and then he has to walk out like a normal person.
Why am I still here? Oh, right.
Wait. Quick question before you go. Does the school have a name?
Yes.
Is
What
it
is
other
this
than a
fool's name?
Valen?
Is it kind of like knowing the true name of a thing, giving you some
I
measure of control over it?
I think that's the kind of thing that you'll have to earn the name.
Ooh.
But it sounds like on the level of adventures you guys are going to be going on pretty soon, if my knowledge of what's going on with you is true, I think you will have a chance to learn the name of the school at some point. I have to go now. I don't want to learn any more about what you guys are talking about. Bye.
Do I get the sense he's scared of what we're about to talk about? Or is this like really just an abundance of caution?
You know what? Roll an insight check. It's not going to be high, I don't think.
That's a good question, though.
If anyone else wants to, I was going to say, if anybody else wants to insight, they absolutely can. Furlos.
I want.
He is torn between his responsibilities as your headmaster and his mischievous streak where he wants you guys to go on adventures and have fun.
Okay, but
you get the inclination that he thinks that if he knew about exactly the details of what you guys were going to talk about, he'd have to say no.
Okay. But as much as what he knows isn't making him so afraid of what might happen that he's going to try to stop us immediately. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to step out of this. I don't need to know anymore. That way I can't tell you no. If you come to me with a good reason for needing to go
deniability.
And he trusts Dr. Whitaker, and from your 20, he trusts Dr. Whitaker enough to handle this for you guys. So he is going to go out the door if you guys will let him, because he can't teleport.
I will not stop him, no.
Right. Rivulet, roll a d20. No bonuses.
Okay. This is always fun.
17.
All right. As the door opens, you see a shimmer as Charles comes visible on the other side of it. Eyes wide, and then he moonwalks backwards out of frame.
What is his obsession with moonwalking?
I don't know, but I'm here for it.
I mean, me too, but...
So he didn't make it into the room?
No.
Okay.
No idea what he was about. He probably had some prank in mind. Who knows?
He also was following us.
Yeah.
And knows we got to go someplace he's not allowed to go.
Possible, yeah.
Can you see through that shimmer? Or is that like a one-way mirror kind of situation?
You're talking about
where we could see Charles.
Right. No, when the door opened, his invisibility failed.
Right, I get that. But
yeah.
Oh, so it's a door he was behind, but could see us up on top?
Oh, he was in the other room. Yeah, he can see. He knows you're out there.
And like, so when the door opened, if his invisibility failed, it means that door is actually like protecting, like the energy from out here is so strong that it like canceled his invisibility just by opening the door.
Yeah.
Right. I get that. What I was wondering is if there's some sort of shimmery thing that's also blocking what's through the door because this area is so protected.
With that door shut, you're saying is that glass, right? You're asking about this glass, is it see-through sort of thing? Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah, like, well, so if there's that barrier of where the magic is, right, which has that aura that then canceled the invisibility, is there sort of, and then there's the door. Like, I sort of imagined it shimmer door.
Is there like an Elden
when you
Ring
open
field?
the door, can you see through? Yeah, can you see what's on the other side of the shimmer?
Can absolutely,
because it's an important protected area normally.
With the door open, you can see through it. With the door closed, you cannot see through the glass.
Okay.
It's like a mirror on both sides. Now, I will be clear, I was joking about him moonwalking backwards. That was basically he just like realized he got saw and then backed out of frame.
I like it. I like the idea that he's moonwalking, actually.
This time around, this time around he wasn't really moonwalking, but he, oh, okay. However, now that it's just you guys out here, Mr. Dr. Benjamin Whitaker is actually going to take you round this way, down to the other side of the giant anomaly.
My eyes are kind of on the anomaly the entire time as we come around. I'm just.
I like that we're calling it an anomaly.
So I don't know enough to make any definitive statements. However, I've realized he has a different voice than me. I don't know enough to make any definitive statements. However, I have decided that it is best if we collect more information. The book that you pointed me at, Essequa, was very informative, but not very detailed. It definitely talked a lot about theories and philosophy concepts, but nothing concrete. And this feels very potentially concrete. Rivia, you said that you were repeatedly told not to wake up. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I believe it is possible, but I can't know for sure until we find more information. I believe it is possible that you are this world's dreamer. So,
I'm sorry?
when you fall asleep and you have a dream, you're always in your dream, even as an observer, right?
Yes.
Okay. For every dream, there has to be a dreamer participating in the dream in some way. The theories in the treatise on the darkness dreaming are that the world itself is just the dream of someone. But if that's the case, then there must be in the dream world a representative of the dreamer.
Well, that feels egotistical.
It may be. I don't know if for sure that's what's happening here either. But I suspect it, and that could make you very dangerous or in quite a bit of danger.
Riv is sort of wondering to herself if she accidentally had some of the fries.
Ah! How well known is this theory on the nature of the world?
It is widely accepted to be rubbish. It is well known and well disproven, for lack of a better way to put it. But this is the first moment I have considered it to be anything other than dross, because you have practical experience that leads me to think that it may be true. To that end...
I'm sorry, I'm very confused right now.
Understandable. Ask what questions need be asked.
Please just keep explaining, because I don't even know what to ask at this point.
I don't know if I can keep explaining. As I said, the books that I read weren't very detailed on practical information. They were simply theories. It may not be true. It may just be nonsense. You may have just coincidentally had multiple experiences that reinforce this idea. That's possible. It's not extremely unlikely, but I'm going to treat it seriously, and I think you should too. To that end...
Yes.
There is a temple a few islands west of here. This temple was a old fallen temple of the god in the heart, which I believe you, and points over at you, Furlos, have some experience with?
Some, yes.
Yes. Followers of the god in the heart are, by and large, quite often, the only people who believe this particular theory. And so, in the temple of which I speak, there is a library that should have some books on practical interpretations of the darkness dreaming. Should. I can't tell you for sure. But it is a lead. I have spoken with the headmaster. Next week, after classes, you all will be allowed to go west and see, if you'd like to. Again, this is not a requirement.
What is it about the God in the Heart that makes his followers think that this all is a dream? If they are all about self freedom and the freedom to do as you want and things like that, then wouldn't this interpretation be a nightmare?
He's going to sit down on the little thing, on the little lip here. It is, and that is the primary reason why they're worried about it. If one could prove, see, as you're well aware, the gods on this world are fickle in some ways.
Put it lightly.
If you could prove that the world was nothing but a dream, you could conceivably prove that no one's choices matter except for the dreamer. They don't believe that. They are of the mind that it doesn't matter if it's a dream or not a dream, that their choices will always matter, even in the dream itself. It doesn't matter to them whether or not the world is fake or not. If they cannot tell the difference, they will treat it as though it is real. But given that, they are well suited, given, and he kind of leans over and says, how much do you know about the God in the Heart?
Well, that depends. Are you talking academically or personally?
Yes.
More than most, but less than I would like. As you can probably imagine, he is difficult to pin down on specifics. And, well, very interested in making sure that I make my own choices, despite the fact that he has his own opinions and is very bad about keeping them hidden.
That's fair. We have... If there's a place to reveal truths, I suppose this is it. I am a bit older than I look. But also not. For lack of a better way to put it. And he transforms his face to look like you, Furlos.
Is this a spell? Is he disguising self, or is this something else?
He is not using a spell to do this.
He couldn't use a spell. He can't do magic here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true.
No, I'm like, Essex was like, explain?
And then back.
Whoa.
I was around at the fall of the Kasari Empire. There were a number of weapons programs, and I was the product of one of them. I am a changeling, capable of changing into any form I wish. It drove me, and he looks over at you, Rivulet, it drove me to philosophy because I, for a very long time, had a difficulty understanding my sense of self. But I came to terms with it, and I have aged and grown and experienced a world since then, and now I wonder, what I know of the old gods is this. They were once Kasari citizens. And the God in the Heart was, in fact, a philosopher. A professor, just like me. Essequa, roll a history check. I want to see if you know it already. It is possible for you to have known this already.
Wait, I'm sorry. He said the God in the Heart was what?
A philosopher.
Was a Kasari citizen and a philosopher.
I got a 12.
12 is enough. That is the exact DC you needed, because I know of your, like, serious history interest. This is something that you were aware of. This is not common knowledge at all, but you've dug deep into the book hole.
Yeah, I go into the book hole all the time.
Yeah. And you found old tomes that no longer truly exist in the real world, but in the book hole they do.
Did we? Okay, so I want to kind of make sure that I've got all of our current knowledge
Sure.
square. So we knew that the gods did we already know that they used to be Kasari citizens, or did we know that they just
Not
used
really,
to
no.
also exist on
I
Earth?
thought
Okay.
I
Yeah.
thought we
You knew that they
found
you knew
that out
that
about the.
you knew that they got captured all in one place. However, knowing that they were in fact old Kasari citizens, I don't believe that was knowledge you had.
I thought Peak. We knew that
If
about
that's in your
Peak.
if that's in your if well, Peak wasn't one of them.
Let
Peak
me
was a
let me
old
look
god.
and see what we knew, because I feel like. Let me just
Yeah.
double check.
Peak
'cause
Peak
I-
absolutely was one of the old gods that was just formed out of belief. So
Okay.
Um,
Because yeah, I'm trying to reconcile what we
the
learned
current
about the gods from
the
Peak
current
and Patient.
the current seven gods of Heimel, they were all old Kasari citizens.
Okay.
Now you don't have their details exactly. Being told that, for example, this one was a philosopher, that's news to you. But
Jen, let us know when you're done, because Fairlos has a question,
yeah,
but I don't
Go
want to
ahead
ask
and-
it
okay, I'm
because
close to it.
depending on the answer,
Um,
could lead us down a very interesting path.
yeah, definitely check if it's in the notes, then well, yeah, you know it. But I don't believe I remember telling you that. But I got a really good memory, but it's not perfect. So
Yeah.
I see where we would have found out about it, and I really thought that that was something that we had.
It
well,
might
more
have been.
importantly, you know about it now.
Yeah.
When
might have
Pete
been
was asking about maybe.
Oh no, Peak was kind of reveling in the fact that the Kasari Empire had fallen.
Right, when they asked about Russia, but there was
Maybe there was stuff in those conversations that would have indicated it, because
Very possible.
Yeah.
yeah,
And so
And now we
so
have
this-
it confirmed.
yeah, because I don't remember offhand, but I could see a lot of the stuff that happened, especially when talking with Peak and Patient,
Impatience. Yeah.
to go down that train of thought.
All right, Furless, you had a big question. You said.
Yeah, Fairlos is gonna look over at Rivulet and grin in kind of like it's a grin that's both friendly, and then also I'm about to ask something ridiculous, and then look back at our professor and say, so does that mean our gods are just dreamers who started lucid dreaming?
I hadn't considered that as a possibility, but I suppose anything's possible.
Well, if
It's not supported by the theory, but it could be true. I hadn't.
Well, I'm not saying that this is true or not, but if you've all had like a lucid dream, right? I mean, in a sense, we all kind of had one last night where we all knew that we were getting candy put on our heads. So when you're lucid dreaming, you realize you're in a dream, and then you can often control what you're doing, but that doesn't necessarily make you all knowing and all everything.
Possibly.
Yeah.
But also, you can be aware that you're dreaming and also not have control of it.
That's also true.
But and I'm not saying that this is true, if you're a dreamer and you're dreaming the world into existence and you are part of the dream, and then you start lucid dreaming because you realize you're in a dream, doesn't that in sense make you a god?
I suppose it could. Again, this is all fairly new to me. This is not a theory of a set of series of a branch of philosophy that I've ever put very much stock in.
Well, if all of our current gods used to be citizens, and they were people dreaming,
as I understood it, now I can tell you as I understood it, was that the old gods were born of belief. They were all imprisoned, and then the citizenry of the Kasari Empire, numbering in the hundreds of millions or billions, were directed specifically to believe that these 7 people, I believe there was a television contest of some kind, but that these 7 people were gods, and that belief, that driving belief, made them such.
Or if they were lucid dreaming and they decided that the 7 people who won that contest would be themselves.
Possibly. I couldn't tell you. But I can tell you is if you can go and recover that tome that I was speaking of earlier, it may have more information on this particular topic.
Well, I don't know what to believe about all this. Rivulet, I kind of see where you have fun talking about all the philosophies of everything. I'm sorry this is a little more personal to you. But hey, if you become a god, I'll follow you. Don't tell, actually, don't tell my god that I said that. I want to be able to tell him when it happens.
But I don't know that that's necessarily what constitutes a god.
I don't either, but
it would be something different. But I also am not certain. I don't experience this world like a dream. I dream it here. Is that something that would happen if I were in a dream? Would I dream within a dream?
I believe it is entirely possible that you could dream within a dream, yes. Although the worlds that you dream of would be quite oof.
And you definitely shouldn't go more than 3 layers deep.
No. Oh god.
Wait, I have a top here somewhere that I can give to you.
Can I use a D20?
Use a D10 and just spin it.
You just roll it. You
Yeah.
just know how it always rolls.
What's the thing? It's like if it always rolls 20.
Well, actually,
then...
she uses a loaded die, doesn't she?
I think that someone does. Yeah.
One of the characters does.
I think Elliot Page's character uses one.
Yeah.
No,
his character has.
It's Joseph
Gordon-Levitt's.
Mm-hmm. This video is this movie is my special interest. Let's not go there because I will.
Such a good movie.
I will derail.
So good.
I will derail the entire game.
Well, so Latia, you will be the one who's tracking us for this.
Yeah,
if we
I have a
go
strong
Dream
sense
Steep.
that we will be doing a lot of references to that at some point if this storyline continues.
We can have a movie night, a cast movie night.
Esaqua, you keep trying to get me to read that book of yours. It's like in Incision, Incisor, in something, and
Incisors.
I guess I have to read that now.
Perhaps, but I have a slightly more pressing question based on all of the things that we kind of know, what you've just told us, and recent experiences, Dr. Whitaker, and that is if our current 7 gods were, if the rumors are true, brought into godhood by the general population of Old Kasari, believing in them through a piece of media, is it possible that we could potentially see that attempt to happen again based on what happened in our dreams last night?
What's happening with the dreams? Yeah. Oh, that's terrifying.
I also had not considered that possibility, but I can tell you currently there is an 8th god.
Wait, what?
I'm sorry?
Is it a god of candy?
No. The god in the void. The god in the margins. I'm going to stop real quick. You as players understand that about 40% of the population of this world are atheists.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's not that they don't believe the gods exist, because they clearly are extant entities. But what they believe is that the gods are just really powerful people. Mm-hmm. That's their consideration of how the gods exist. So that's important for you to have in your brain as this conversation continues on. So, as the number of non-believers has increased in this world, ironically,
it has created an 8th god.
Yes. the god of atheism.
They are atheists.
The god of atheism exists. It is
Well,
the god
because
in
they're
the margin.
eight th.
I love that.
Atheists.
I will. Yeah, that's yeah.
Look at
actually,
what you've done. Look at what you've done.
I'm pretty sure temples of the god that god will probably include the number 8 in as many ways as possible now. So thank you for that.
8 turned
Anyway,
on its side, infinity.
but yes, so now there is in fact a god of atheism. And I imagine as this world's population begins to approach its previous highs, if that's possible, that there could be more. Could speak to that. But I can tell you that belief can, yes, make new gods. It is happening right now.
Well, I believe in you, Rivulet.
I appreciate that.
And you can kind of tell the Fairless is like half joking, like she really does believe in you, but also realizes what she's saying in that moment and who she is and who you are. So there is a bit of a smile. And then she's like, okay, well, I can understand why this would all put Riv at interest to a lot of people. I could see why that could put her at danger.
Previous dreamers, as identified. Now, it is a fringe philosophy, but people believe it. Certain people in the world do believe it. It has come to pass that when they are identified, they are captured and put to use to try and change the world. So, don't tell people about it.
How do you even prove that someone is a dreamer? And if there've been previous dreamers, doesn't that mean that there are more than one?
Yes, and as they die, another one is born. They're always, and he opens up the book because he was carrying it with him. He opens up the book to this page, and it says here at the end, there must always be a dreamer. I don't think that she is supernatural beyond her normal abilities. If she dies, she dies, and another dreamer arises. At least according to this.
Doesn't that seem? Isn't it that you can't die in your own dream? Wouldn't that be in conflict with the fundamentals of a dream existing?
Well, if you are dreaming this world into existence and then you die, do you wake up wherever you're dreaming?
I really don't want to have to think about that. That's a little terrifying, actually.
Well,
I
why?
This is almost too much for me.
If there's always a dreamer, then the folks that believe this philosophy are correct. It doesn't actually matter whether this is a dream or not. If there's always a dreamer, then the dream continues, and thus this is our reality.
This book, and he's holding up the treatise on the darkness dreaming.
But then what's the purpose of having a dreamer at all if the world continues?
Excellent question. I suppose that the fact that there must be a dreamer in the dream at all times indicates that perhaps the dreamer can't awake. Perhaps something is keeping the dreamer from awaking in whatever reality is above this one.
Or is this the dreamers waking up and going about their day and going back to sleep and continuing the dream, and to us, it is uninterrupted time?
That is also a bit terrifying, but possible. This book was written by someone who claimed to be the dreamer for his time.
Is this a person that is known outside of being the author of this idea?
Not particularly. A follower of the god in the heart who built the temple that I've told you about. The name was Nicholas Gabriel.
Is this a name that I've ever encountered? I doubt it, but...
No, not at all. Nicholas Gabriel, he lived during the time of the Kasari Empire, towards the end, and he built a temple out in the middle of nowhere. Little bit of I'd argue cultish vibes, if I'm being honest.
Well, like Rivulet said, saying that you are the person dreaming the entire universe into existence would
Yes.
imply a fairly large ego.
Yes. But it says that the dreamer will awaken at the end of all things. And he opens it up, and like it's very philosophical and very theoretical, but it also veers into very poetic language.
Yeah.
In a variety of places. And he points out here, and it says that the darkness dreaming would be accompanied by the could have been queen, the steel in letters, and the patient storm.
Fairless has been standing as she normally does with the hammer with the head on the ground, just kind of holding on to the haft, almost like she's leaning against it. And at that, she's going to flip it up so that the business end is facing everybody that has the writing on it.
He's just gonna blink several times. That is very troubling. Okay.
And show him the back of my spell book.
Well, that's certainly practical knowledge.
And since we're out in the it's all coming out in the open. Our classmate has the could have been queen written on her armor. These are all very recent developments for us.
Well, according to this, you're all supposed to stop the apocalypse. So, well, okay.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Wait. Did the apocalypse of what? Preventing Griv from waking up?
Yes, according to this, you're supposed to prevent the. Okay, well, I need more information definitely now, for sure.
Well, I guess we know what we're doing next week.
Yeah, we do.
Am I familiar? Does Fairlos know about this temple to the God in the Heart? Because
no,
this sounds like a singular thing, considering the God in the Heart doesn't really have.
This was an offshoot sort of thing that, like, again, was actually a bit of a cult.
Okay.
Quote unquote disavowed by the God in the Heart himself, but still worshiping him, and you can't stop him. He's like, I can't stop him from worship. I mean, he could stop him from worshiping him, but he's not going to do that because you know how he is.
Yeah. And one last question is, I've just lost the question. Yeah, never mind. Sorry.
Yes. So I think you all should get to dinner.
I do think better on a full stomach.
Yes. So I will gather up more information on this temple, and next week I think it would be a good time for you to, well, in the intervening week, enjoy your prank war, and then figure it out, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think we're going to not take our break. We're actually going to cut off a little early this episode, mainly because Katie, despite being sick, is still running our stream. And I want to make sure she gets some rest, and she deserves it.
Katie, stop licking handrails or whatever it was you licked. Whoa. Don't do it.
No licking.
All right, so we are going to go ahead and do our credits real quick. Cartography by Cheyenne Peku. Cartography by Cheyenne Peku Sci-Fi. Maps by Luke Stratton. Maps by Eightfold Paper. Music by Tabletop Audio. Character tokens by Greek46, and moderators are Billith and Strike Red Kite. Thank you very much. Lauren, you want to
Yep, thanks Idle Champions for sending along, folks. If you want to get that Electrum chess code, put @ code in the chat right now so you can get that code.
Gunk, yeah.
Yeah. And then real quick for me, Lauren-Urban.com, Wednesday on the Dungeon Scrawlers Twitch channel, or Kira plays Baldur's Gate 3 at 10 a.m. Pacific. Thank you.
Jen Kretschmer at DreamWisp or DreamWisp Jen, depending where you're hanging out, Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Pacific on that Bronze Girls channel in the Black for Fablecraft goodies.
Latia Jaquise, LatiaJaquise.com, and across all social medias. I have a really fun episode of if you're familiar with Sarah Moore of Gen Con TV, Sarah's Table, this Friday, I think it is. We're playing. I'm not going to tell you what we're playing. Please just go watch it. Whenever I share it, it is probably one of the best game experiences that I've ever had, just because of how ridiculously funny it was. It'll be me, Mayana Baron, and Kylie, whose last name I cannot remember, and I feel really bad about that. But we play an excellent, excellent game, and I will share it around once it is released.
And I still don't have an outro, so don't die. See you later.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.